Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are Yogya, and after 6 software projects, we will take you to a more physical project. We will take you into the world of waste management and clean energy. We will talk to you about how we transform waste tires into valuable resources.
This is a tire, and there are 300,000 tons of them generated in Spain as waste. That is 14 million tires, 1 tire per person in Spain. Tires are made to be durable, so they are resistant and they're non-biodegradable. Therefore, the large quantity of tires pose a tremendous disposal problem. The current methods, landfilling, has been banned in the European Union since 2006. Burning in cement and steel factories pollute. They do not capture the carbon in tires and emit a lot of carbon dioxide. Retreading and reuse does not solve the problem, but only delays the disposal. So you still have the tire. And recycling has limited applications for tires, recycling, and is extremely expensive. However, tires are a valuable resource. 300,000 tons of tires will give you a lot of oil, gas, carbon black, and scrap steel. All of this put together, only for tires, is 100 million euros annually.
And at Yogya, we capture this value. We take the tires and we put them through a process called advanced pyrolysis. Advanced pyrolysis is a thermochemical process that decomposes the tires. It runs at relatively low temperature and runs under the absence of oxygen. It's anaerobic. Out of this process, we get the 4 products that Abi just mentioned. We get the carbon black, and we get the oil. And we get scrap steel, and we get gas, which we use to power our plant. The other 3 products we sell, which are our revenues. In the future, we can, as an option, add an engine to the plant and use the oil to produce electricity, which we can then sell to the grid. Whether we will do that depends on whether it's attractive under the revised Spanish energy regulation. It's currently being reviewed, and wind and solar are likely to take a big hit in terms of subsidies. However, all current drafts include feed-in tariffs for advanced pyrolysis plants. If that really becomes true, we can always add an engine at a later stage. We're profitable without it. It's an option that may basically increase our profitability going forward. But let's talk again about the products. First of all, there's the oil. Abi went to India last week to get this oil. He smuggled it through the security controls at the airport. We still have it with us. It's a standard product. It's pyrolysis gasoline. It can be used to directly power ships, or it can be refined into diesel. We also have carbon black, which is a standard industrial chemical. It's used to make new car tires, for example. It's also used in coating. It's used in different chemical applications. And finally, a small part of the product we get is scrap steel, and that's free and pure. It's homogeneous and clean of impurities, and it goes directly into smelting.
What technology do we use to transform tires into these resources? It's a technology called Material Recycling and Resource Recovery Plant. In short, the M3RP. I myself developed this technology with Skogen. Skogen is my family business based in India. Skogen owns this patent pending technology. The 3 main advantages of this technology are: it's proven, it's efficient, and it's clean. It's proven because we have a plant running in India since 2008. There are 2 plants of a much larger scale being installed in Czech Republic and Korea as we speak. It's efficient because it has a high conversion efficiency. And the main point about this technology is it does not use external sources of heat or electricity. It is completely self-sustaining. It's clean. Why? Because there's carbon black in tires, which is not converted to carbon dioxide. It is captured as carbon black 660, a standard product. We have limited competition. There's a company called Black & Green. They're based in Valencia. They made a pilot plant of 180 kg per hour, whereas we have a fully scaled up model. And we got their financials, and they have a loss of 1.1 million euro last year. The other competitor, Tires Energy SL, is in Gran Canaria. They are planning to build a pyrolysis plant in Gran Canaria, but they're using a less efficient technology. We have our patent pending technology, but they use a technology called pyrolysis as well, which is based on oxygen, so they have less efficiency. Our competitive advantage with both of them are our investment costs are much lower, almost 75%, 80% lower, and our technology is proven and is patent pending. How are we going to do this? We have identified the supplier and the location already. Here we are to secure funding, but at the same time, we will apply for the permits. We will finance it ourselves, the team, for the permitting process. And we will come to you for financing, and as soon as financing is secured, we will order all the equipment for the plant. We're doing this in 3 stages. The first stage, we ask for 600,000 euros. That is to start manufacturing. With the permitting, we will do it ourselves. The second stage of 600,000 euro to bring all the equipment to Spain. And the third stage of 300,000 euro to start operational.
Once we've built the first plant, which you can see in the yellow one here, we will get the cash flow of 500,000 euros per year. We will be cash flow positive from the moment we start operating, because there's a commodity market behind it. And once we're cash flow positive, we will expand the initial plant to 4 times the size. We will grow it from 500 kilograms per hour to 2,000 kilograms per hour. This will add 2 million euros in annual cash flow. The reason for this large increase is that there are huge economies of scale. It will also require an additional investment of 1.6 million euros. If at that time it's profitable to add an engine, we can do so. We know that the engine will cost about 1.5 million euros, and if the feed-in tariffs come into place at the level which is expected right now, it would add another 800,000 euros in cash flow per year. Let's look at how we're going to grow the business. We will grow the business over the following years by building additional plants. What you can see on here is that we plan to basically build the first plant in the years 2012 and 13, and then add one more plant in 2013, one more in 2014, and 2 more in 2015. The cash flow is positive throughout the years, but because we need to invest to build the new plants roughly 1 year before it goes operational, we have a kind of financing gap in between the cash flow and the investment, which is orange on this slide. Because of the asset nature of the business and because of the positive cash flows, we think that we can finance most of this through debt, but we still need equity to start the company. The high leverage of this business will increase the value to equity investors who put in money at the beginning of the company. And we think that we can grow €1 of investment now to about 15 to 20 euros in 5 years. The team is our biggest strength. We have Abhi, who, as he said, developed the technology at his parents' companies in India. We have Francesco Bertini, who launched 5 companies in Peru. We have Stefan Ceausescu, who worked in energy extensively and also launched 1 company himself. We have Manuel. Where's Manuel? Here. Okay. He has a long history of working in the energy industry in Spain. And myself, I optimized waste energy plants in the United Kingdom.
What is our status and our next step? That's a picture when Stefan and I visited Chiloeches in Castilla-La Mancha. That plant belongs to Sasir Bhai Hermoso. They contacted us a month ago, hoping to partner with us for their tire recycling business. They have a huge disposal problem. Those are mountains of tires we are standing next to. And next week, we are going to sign an MOU with Sasir's tire recycling business for the supply of tires and to set up the facility in Chiloeches, in their plant in Chiloeches. On the market side for our products, we have confirmed a mandate seller. They've assumed a conservative price, and there are many interested buyers. These are commodity products, and we will sell it to them. And these are our revenues. And as soon as we know when the plant is going to be operational, we can finalize the contracts with them so that we know what our future cash flows are going to be before the plant is even installed. The permitting, there's a company called Technoma. It is run by one of our professors at IE, and he's really interested in helping us with the permitting process, which we're going to start immediately. And the technology takes 8 months to manufacture. The permitting takes around the same time. So when we start the permitting, if we manufacture the plant, if we order all the equipment, the equipment will come to Spain in about 8 to 9 months. We would have obtained the permitting, and the plant can start operating and become cash flow positive immediately. So here we are, next step, with all the processes in place, with our team here, we can go full steam ahead and make this a reality. So we are securing funding, so please, and as Peter just explained, €1 invested today is equal to 15 to 20 euros in year 5. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you. Yes, I have a question.
Yes.
I was wondering whether you're planning to transfer the patent from your family business to the Spanish company, or you're going to have a license agreement. So what is the IP strategy in regards of
The IP strategy is going to be that they will give us, or we have, an exclusive agreement for this market. No one can buy our technology directly. It has to be through our company, Yogya. And so we have an exclusive license in Spain, and so we will keep on investing in Spain as and when the plans become profitable.
and are you considering having an option to increase the scope of the countries? Because otherwise it's a really limited scenario in terms of geographically speaking.
We have two options to increase the scope. One is to go to different markets, and the other one is to go to different types of wastes. We've basically done an analysis on both countries and types of waste. We've chosen Spain, not only because we're here, but also because it has a very pressing tire waste problem, which we identified. It was kind of, and so we went for tires in Spain, but there are two options to expand the business.
Okay, but these figures are for the local market.
For the local market and
Yes.
for tires only, because we can go to various other ways. For example, animal manure, we can go to all waste that are carbonaceous, we can use and we can make the same products, fuel.
Okay, thank you.
Actually, a kind of simple question. I don't know if you can bring it down to. I mean, what's the cost of securing a tire? I mean, in a sense, if transport or whatever is given to you free, and what you make on a tire. I mean, without the whole investment behind it, is what's
Yes.
the cost, and how much of the materials you get out of it.
I understand the question perfectly. Tires is a waste. It's called waste because it has no value, and it costs to dispose of the tires. Sasirbai and Moso have a tire waste problem. We are installing our plant in Sasir's site, and we will get the tires shredded to whatever size we want for free. We have no cost for procuring the tire, and we will get revenues from the product.
And what revenue per tire?
Our revenue is almost 2.5 euros per tire.
You have to understand that in the Spanish market, companies like Sasir get a lot of money for taking tires, but they have a big problem because they don't know what to do with them. And we're basically it's a symbiotic relationship here. They get the money to take the tires and they can give it to us, and they're happy if they can get rid of them. We're happy if we get them.
Well, I guess the next step is you jump on Sasir, you're the one who takes the tire, you get paid for taking the tire, and then you also sell them.
Yes, that is
That
because
sounds like a great business.
that is our plan B. If something doesn't work, we go directly to Seekness, who is the father figure in the tire recycling business, and we get the tires directly from them. They pay us to take the tires, and we do this. It's plan B. So.
It should be plan A.
Are you structured as an equal partnership, all of you?
No. What we no, it's because Francisco and I will be working full time. We cannot have all 5 of us working and paying salaries to all 5 of us. So the team here, including our tutor Ignacio, who was here before, helped develop this project to where it is right now. And so yes, they will have a share, but Francisco and I will have the majority because we'll be operating full time.
And the majority of the company is held by the people in the room.
Yes.
And we will all invest our own money because we really believe in this. All 5 of us.
Very briefly, I have a microphone. So very briefly, who are your clients? Who will
Yes.
be
For the oil,
for,
I'll tell you. There are 3 products.
for everything?
Yes, there are 3 products, and for the oil, it's going to be refineries or marine industry. The marine industry use an oil called bunker C in their fuel engines. This is worse this is the worst oil in the market. They can use our oil, make the engines more efficient by using our oil, mix 50-50 with it, or even 100% our oil. And that's one market. The second market are refineries, because they can use our oil and they can convert it into pure diesel, automotive diesel. And then for the carbon black, the tire industry itself is our market, because while making tires, they use carbon black as a filler. And our carbon black is C660. It's a standard product in the market. And they will buy the carbon black from us, and they will make tires with it. So we save CO2 because they don't buy more carbon black from refineries. And then for the scrap steel, as you all know, is a commodity market. The scrap steel that we make is a grade HMS1, and it has a standard price which people are ready to buy.
Yeah, okay. I have two questions. The first one is, what is the difference in size between the Indian plant actually running and the one that you want to build the first time? And the second question is, could you tell us more, or if you have any figures about the energy and environmental balance? I mean, what you save in terms of CO2 and in terms of energy and so on?
The plant in India, the plant that we're going to install here is going to be 2 times the size of the plant in India. And we have the company in India, Scogen, has run plants which are 4 times the size of this plant, because we have built them and they've sold them. And then your second question was
more about the energy balance.
The mass balance, yeah, the mass balance and the energy balance, I can have it sent to you. It's very technical in this kind of a discussion, but in the carbon dioxide savings, we save almost 600,000 tons of carbon dioxide per year. That's a lot of carbon dioxide savings.
You sell CO2 rights as well.
We have not included that in this model right now, because it is still very nascent in Spain. It is still very nascent in Spain. For example, the UK, we have seen, your question, we have seen 2 countries, Spain and UK, and we can go into UK anytime because we have all the research completed. In the UK, we can do the carbon dioxide because you have something called renewable obligation certificate that you get in UK. But Spain, it is still not to a level where we can trade them. But the regulation is coming, and we have seen the drafts of it, and there is possibility for us to trade that carbon dioxide and get more money, but it's not included in this. And that's just an added revenue for us, if that happens.
Last question?
Yeah, just out of curiosity.
Please.
I suppose there are more tires in India than in Spain. So other than bringing the machinery over here, isn't there a market down in India?
There is a huge market in India, but not for tires.
No?
Because the amount of cars in India, because in India only a certain population have cars, and those population have 1 car. In Spain, or if you see in Western world, people have on an average minimum of 2 to 3 cars. And the amount of trucks that are running on the roads, the amount of mining that happens in the Western world. Because tires are not only cars and bikes, they're trucks, they're mining vehicles, there are a lot of other things that use tires.
And also, it's here in the EU that the landfilling of tires is prohibited, and people have to pay to dispose of tires. In countries such as India or Latin America, it's easier and cheaper to just throw them away. So that's why we're focusing on Europe first.
Anyone else?
Yeah, one more. In your financial projections, what is the leverage ratio that you are using for the project finance?
For the one also? The first, the leverage ratio would be 50% for the first plant, at the most, and then for the rest of the plants it would be minimum 50%, maximum 65%.
With that, now we are